David!
Neil, good to see you, my friend. Have you come to book yourself in for a month at David's retreat?
No, I've just come to do some work.
Ah, right you are. Don't come crying to David when your life completely unravels, though, because he'll simply be too busy with his other clients.
Speaking of which, I see nobody turned up to the retreat.
What are you talking about?
Dave Benson Phillips, Gary Windass, Jimmy Nail, no one turned up.
Oh, I'm with you. Yes, they are. They've just gone out for a walk together. I suggested that not only were they making the room stuffy and they needed to stretch their legs, but that they really can't rely so heavily on David. One day they'll be spreading their wings and David won't be there to hold their feathers. So I thought it best that they go and get a little taste of that. They'll be back soon.
Right. Well, it's very tidy in here to say that there's been people living in here.
It's all part of David's way. They have to tidy up and clean up after themselves if they're to break out of this cycle of hopelessness and become useful civilians again. Gary Windass is the worst for it, unfortunately. Yeah, he must have gotten so used to Maria tidying up after him that he's completely given up, and he rarely gets a wash either.
Where can your clients get a wash?
In the sink in Al's workshop.
In the sink?
Yes! At David's retreat, you'll be treated with the utmost respect. And in the small print that explains that washing facilities are basic, because David's way isn't always the easy way. You piece of malt loaf.
Right. And does Al know about this?
Neil, Al practically relies on David to operate the machinery in his workshop. It's only because of me he's able to get any work done, and that includes the sink. Good grief, if I had £1 for every time I heard, "David, can you come and turn the tap on for me, please? I've forgotten how you do it." I'd be a very wealthy man, but I'd do it for free, because that's the kind of guy I am. But I also won't be taken for a fool, so when the opportunity arises to have my back scratched, David will take said opportunity. And I saw an opening in the retreat market, set up my stall, and part of the package is that the sink in Al's workshop is also the bathroom for David's retreat.
Right, well, I'm surprised. I thought it was supposed to be a high-end experience, and you've got them all washing in a sink.
Neil, I suggest you keep your rude and quite frankly senseless beak out of David's business affairs and let him get on with providing a service to troubled men.
That's the point. Have you got any women on your books?
Absolutely not! Yeah! Well, I'll be building a partition, and then I'll be open to all and sundry.
Partition?
Yeah! David is building a privacy partition so that he can accommodate women as well as men, or indeed any other gender identity, which will require some clever use of partitions, but I'm already in the design process. Yeah, I've got Lawrence Llewellyn Bowen working on some sketches for me, so that I should be able to offer places to troubled people of all genders who need their lives turning around by David.
Well, I don't think it's big enough in here, David.
You know practically nothing, Neil. A few words here and there, but you are clueless when it comes to interior design and space. Just let David earn a living in the way he knows best, and you do whatever you do and get paid for it, which is quite frankly remarkable.
David, don't be so rude. I do a lot more than you do.
Neil, as the head of security, head of rapid response, caretaker at the centre, and owner of David's retreat, I would suggest that I am somewhat busier than you. My security role alone is 24 hours a day, and I still have to fit the other pieces of the jigsaw together.
Well, your security role must be suffering then, because there are only 24 hours in a day.
No, Nonsense! In your day, maybe, but not in David's day. You can think what you like, Neil, but you're still poking that beak in and it needs to stop.
Well, I've got work to be getting on with, so I will say hello to your clients when they return.
You will not! You absolutely will do nothing of the sort, you presumptuous and overbearing little man! You do not speak to David's clients. They're very troubled and likely to take it the wrong way, potentially doing all of David's hard work thus far. You must never speak to inmates from David's retreat unless explicitly told that you can by David himself.
Inmates?
Yeah, it's the safest way to view them. You can't get too close, otherwise they might snap and do something really awful to you.
And are you safe?
Of course David's safe. David is the one in control. David is the hand that feeds, and David has the upper hand at any given time, so that the likes of Dave Benson Phillips or Bernard Matthews can't unleash their extremely troubled behaviours unto anyone but themselves.
You make them sound really damaged, David.
Oh, they are. Why do you think they came to the top retreat in the land? Because they're beyond help in anyone else's eyes, but they can be corrected by David's way, and they're already showing signs of improvement now. I'm expecting them back any minute, so please just keep your back turned and get on with your work.
Well, it's going to be hard to ignore a bunch of people walking in, David.
No, you won't even notice them. In fact, you won't see them or hear them. Now, get on with some work, and I'll see you soon.
Yeah, see you soon.